Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today we have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer. This beer is from Burnside Brewing. This is 4.6% alcohol by volume. Burnside Brewing is in, wait for it, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. This is their Pilsner Czech lager. And it it doesn't have the Pilsner Urquell per se look, but I'd say that red ribbon kind of reminds me of the red uh, ribbon that's on theirs. Uh, the off-white is the proper thing for them. They would be like a more green. I do think that this looks very much akin to what you would think you would get from a European Pilsner. So visually, I like the look of it. We have Burnside Brewing over here. Beer nerd in search of the perfect pills, or just looking for a local crusher to swoon over? We got you, crafted using single decoction and featuring Czech grown hops and traditionally floor malted barley. Pilsner, true Czech lager, spicy herbal aromas with notes of citrus and clean, snappy bitterness. Synonymous with the style. Brewed the way it was meant to be. No. What the fuck's that one say? Sorry, I am legally blind. No Adraville, I think? I can't tell. Ingredients: water, malts, hops, yeast. Okay. So, if you look on this, on Untapped, it says that it is part of the Brew Lab series. I don't know if it is or not, to be honest, but whatever. It says it's a Bohemian Pilsner, not a Czech Pilsner on here, which tells me that maybe look, they're taking pictures of, okay, they've taken two different pictures. I was going to say, look, they're taking pictures of the Brew Lab, but then the next guy is taking pictures of the exact same one I have. So the question is, did somebody screw this up? And yeah, so we're just going to look up Burnside Pilsner and see what happens. There's only two Pilsners that come up, and they both show as the Brew Lab, and they both show as being, okay, whatever. We'll say we're drinking the Brew Lab, whatever. And they both show as Bohemian Pilsner, not Czech Pilsner. I guess if they are different, and if you're going to tell me that it's a Czech lager on the can, I would expect it to be a Czech Pilsner, not a Bohemian Pilsner on Untapped. That's a little more gold than I expected it to be, if I'm being brutally honest with you. I expected more of an almost straw color. The head is kind of what I expect. Bright white, huge snap crackle pop. It does have some staying power, but not like immense staying power. Crystal clear, so again, where everything is seeming right, just the SRMs seem to be just slightly darker than what I would have expected. Just slightly darker. Like, I didn't expect much lighter, but this looks like dehydrated pea, and I expected a little bit more dehydrated pea. Right? That's what it comes down to. Scent from the, I guess I more expected like the gold that the hops are on here than this bright gold here. Scent from the can first. You get a little bit of that cut grass, you get a little bit of that dirtiness, a little bit of a spicy herbalness. But there is a citrus note in here, and that's somewhat odd, but whatever. Okay, the glass, I don't pick up the citrus note. The glass, I pick up a pure-on, like straw, cut grass, herbal spiciness, a little bit of earthiness. The glass smells the way I expect it to smell. The can smells slightly off for what I'm expecting out of a Czech Pilsner. Cheers. Okay. Okay. If you gave me this when I first started doing the beer review, and I was only really into sour, well, sours weren't really a thing yet, I guess. So I was only really into wheat beers and porters and stouts and dark beers. I'd probably have hated it. At this point in my journey, as a guy looking for lower ABV, and what was this, 4.6, I believe? Yeah, 4.6. Looking for lower ABV, easier to approach beers. This is kind of right up my alley. That being said, it's right up my alley. And unlike the other beers I've had from Burnside, I would say this one is, and you wouldn't think it because it's a Pilsner, but I would say this one is a little more beer geeks or beer nerds focused, or craft beer fans focused, because it is hoppier than most Pilsners most people would be known to drink. It's not like the really big cross the world Pilsners that are fairly mild. It's not like a lot of the German and Czech Pilsners that you can buy at, say, the LCBO or the SAC or NSLC or New Brunswick Liquor or anything like that. It's nothing. I shouldn't say it's nothing like any of them, but it's them with the snappy bitterness that they promised. You do get that snappy bitterness, and it's earthy, it's herbal, it's floral, it's a little bit citrusy, but more like you bit into the peel, and it's right at the back of the tongue. So realistically, not quite what I'd expect when you tell me Pilsner. However, this is probably more akin to what a Pilsner would have tasted like when Pilsners first existed, more so than what a Pilsner is to most people now. A lot of their other beers in their Polar series and all that were fairly flavorless and could just be put back and put back and put back is more what a lot of people, I think, would expect out of a Pilsner, at least in North America. And I haven't had enough European Pilsners that weren't from the big breweries to know if a European Pilsner, a craft European Pilsner is like this, or even some of the regional European Pilsners are like this versus the macro ones that we get here. Nice light body. Drinks rather well. You get a nice straw flavor at the forefront that goes into a little bit of sweetness, and then that herbal, earthy, cut grass, and fairly bitter flavor comes in. I'm going to check if they have the IBU on Untapped. I'm going to guess they don't, but if they do, I'm going to assume around 25. No, NA. But yeah, I'd guess around 25, and what I would expect from the style is like 15 to 20. Oh, excuse me. And what I'd expect from the big ones that you can get. And I mean, you could even look at Labatt Blue. Labatt Blue was Labatt Blue Pilsner for forever. I think they had like 9 IBU. And I mean, my biggest fight is that they're not really a Pilsner, but I'm digressing there, right? I think I think it comes off so bitter because of the way they brewed it, because they did try to brew it traditionally. And I give them props for what they've done. It's just not, it's not my favorite beer from them. And that's perfectly okay. I taste this and I go, every beer I've had from them up until the last two, because this is now my sixth review of one of their beers. I believe I have three more. Every other one was fairly good, really good. This is, I have three left after this one. This is a good beer. There's no brewing faults. There's nothing like that. But this is the one I drink and I go, I couldn't share this with my dad. I couldn't share this with my uncle. I don't think my few friends that are trying to get involved now in the beer review would like this. I don't know for certain that I could see myself drink this more than this one time. And that's sad because I really have liked this brewery. This beer, I think it's just a little hoppier than I want it to be, and that's perfectly okay. It's just not my thing. And again, perfectly okay. Out of 10 on this, in all honesty, this is going to be my lowest ranked beer of the 6 I've had from them. And a lot of their beers have been in the 8s for me. But this one's like a 5.5 for me. I'm not a fan of it because I can't see myself drink several of them. This one I have no problem with, but even if you put another one in front of me right now, I'd probably cradle it for a while. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my personal cup of tea, and that's perfectly okay. Thank you guys for watching Burnside Pilsner. I love this brewery though. I really do. I've fallen in love with what they do. Put that beer up there.